Ayush, please introduce yourself.
Uh, Hello everyone. I am Ayush Agrawal and I am a recent graduate from IIT Kanpur. And oh, sorry, I'll start again. My bad. Hello everyone. I am Ayush Agrawal and I am pursuing my BTech plus MTech from IIT Kanpur in civil engineering. Currently, I have a CGPA of 7.8 and I have done my schooling from Hyderabad, and I excelled with a GPA of 10 in my 10th boards and with a percentage of 94 in my 12th boards. I hail from a family of four. Uh, my sister, me, my dad, and my mom. My dad is a businessman, and my mom is a housemaker. Uh, so my hobbies are cycling and esports gaming. I have done a few internships while being at IITK as a manager and a business analyst. Apart from that, I am right now working on my MTech thesis, which is to make a low-cost multi-sensor UAV-based system for air quality monitoring. And I'm working on the data part of it right now. Apart from that, I have been a part of multiple projects while at IITK, a few of them being a web development bootcamp, uh, which was named as Civ Developers. And I was a part of the science and technology team at IIT Kanpur, which was autonomous underwater vehicle. And apart from that, I was also involved in intro to game dev projects and other projects as well. When it comes to my leadership roles, I was the science and tech head for my hostel that at IIT Kanpur, that is Hostel 3. And I was also the secretary for Team Antaragni and Esports Society at IIT Kanpur.
Okay, so you're basically coming from a very technical background. Why MBA after this sort of background?
So my career goal is to reach the top of the corporate ladder and sustain myself at that level. My goal in pursuing PGP uh, provides a perfect blend of academic rigor and practical exposure for this particular goal. Uh, Being from an engineering background, I have honed multiple technical skills and problem solving skills, and I need to supplement these skills with business knowledge in order to succeed in leadership roles. And since I want to reach the top of the corporate ladder, I believe that this will help me to attain my goal because it will give me varied exposure and the various faculty present at multiple MBA institutes will help me gain an upper hand to achieve this goal.
Uh, what industry are you looking at to get into after your MBA? And what are your long-term and short-term goals with regard to that?
Uh, I have not exactly set a particular industry in my mind, but I am inclined towards finance industry for now. Uh, my short-term goals would be to join a company and understand the business aspects of the company. Since I hail from a technical background and I have only a few months of internship experience in a business environment, and hence I believe that this will be my short-term goal to get into a company and understand the business aspect of it. And as I previously said, my long-term goal is to reach the top of the corporate ladder and to continuously add value while being at that position.
What makes you unique from the other candidates, considering most of them come from an engineering and technical background?
Uh, I have a strong will and I have the ability to focus my energy on something I set goals for. Uh, I believe that since I have gained a lot of uh, technical knowledge and I have had to work through multiple roles and also uh, and also make sure that I have and also had to make sure that I have to handle multiple things simultaneously during my past 5 years at IIT Kanpur. This has also taught me how to manage time effectively and also to prioritize things and to get it done on time. Apart from that, I had to work in multiple team-based settings while doing my internships and multiple projects at IIT Kanpur. This has also fostered the uh, quality of team spirit in me, and hence I believe that I gain an edge when compared to other candidates, and hence I believe I should be selected for this interview.
Okay. And could you talk about one of your biggest failures till date and how you navigated that situation?
um, so during my internship season at IIT Kanpur, which usually takes place in our second year, which was July 2022 for me, I found to have uh, landed with no internship offers by the end of September. That is the end of internship season. And I also was having ongoing personal challenges as my father's health was bad. And hence, because of this emotional strain and the increased responsibilities I had to manage, I was not able to land uh, an internship during this season. This was a very big failure for me because being from a good institute, I hope that I'd be getting an internship and then soon I'd be getting my placement as well. But this did not take place, and hence uh, I started to feel down for a bit. But then eventually, decided to work harder and I proactively reached to my alumni network to explore opportunities. I also upskilled myself in product management fundamentals, like creating product decks and wireframes. I was determined to enter a role which helped me embrace my techno managerial uh, inclination, and hence I got in. I eventually landed a product management intern role at Fanguild, and while being at Fanguild, I learned multiple product management skills like wireframing, campaign management, and driving product kickoff uh, initiatives for user based growth. Uh, my work at Fanguild also helped me land a PPO offer from the company, and this accomplishment opened doors to other internship opportunities for me as well, and hence this was a significantly hard time for me, and I was able to get out of it through sheer will and determination.
Okay. Could you talk about your biggest strengths and weaknesses using anecdotes, please?
Um, the first strength I would like to talk about is leadership and team coordination. I was involved at multiple course projects and off course projects as well at IIT Kanpur. So I'll talk about one of the projects. I was involved in a course project uh, named as the human machine interaction, in which I had to develop a game from scratch in a team of four. The project presented unique challenges as we were given only 5 days to complete and submit it. This tight deadline coincided with my ongoing thesis work, other academic courses, and upcoming semester exams as well. I took charge of selecting the game concept, making sure that it aligned with our technical strengths and course objectives. All the four members in the team had different technical strengths, and uh, hence I had to make sure that everyone was given task uh, with respect to their technical strengths, so that we could ensure a timely delivery of our project. The team management involved regular coordination meetings to distribute tasks effectively and address challenges collaboratively. Uh, I also contributed to the development of the game directly, and this entire project was very successful as we got the uh, best game award for the entire project in the entire class. The next strength I'd like to talk about is adaptability and problem solving. Uh, During the same project, I recognized the need to upskill in C programming language to address complex coding requirements for the game. Despite the limited time, I quickly learned the language and used it to develop multiple player and enemy movements for the game. My problem solving approach combined with analytical thinking and creativity to derive innovative solutions helped me to uh, adapt fast to the coding language and helped me to solve the problem at hand uh, in a very short time. When it comes to my weaknesses, I believe that I take on group tasks a lot of times when the quality and timely delivery of the projects that are concerned with me are not really up to the mark or not something I feel is very right. I usually end up taking on my groupmates' task, and I believe this is a weakness of mine. Apart from that, my academic life balance is also pretty bad. I usually end up overcommitting and taking on extra responsibilities, having a negative impact on my work-life balance.
Anything else you want to tell us so that we can select you? Can you hear me?
Yes,
Yeah,
I'm
take
keen
some
to
more time.
pursue my. Hello.
Yeah,
I'm keen to pursue MBA since I want to reach the top of the corporate ladder, which is a significant significant goal for me. Uh, the rigorous curriculum and experiential learning I'll be exposed to during my MBA will help me connect my technical expertise with managerial skills and help me to empower myself to excel in dynamic business environments. Uh, I believe that the the exposure I'll be getting while doing MBA from various uh, students who are present from various backgrounds will help me to gain a better understanding on how to approach multiple problems. Apart from that, the distinguished faculty uh, with with blending academic excellence and with a lot of industry experience inspire me, and I believe that their world insights will enrich my learning, offering a nuanced understanding of contemporary business challenges. And hence, I believe that this is something really significant for me, and hence, I
Uh,
believe that I should be getting into this program.
So you've mentioned you want to reach the top of the corporate ladder. Could you explain your motivation behind it?
By top of the corporate ladder, I mean that I want to reach a position wherein I am able to take multiple decisions. I'm able to drive the growth of a company. I'm the key person who is responsible for distributing tasks and to take multiple significant decisions for the company's vertical, whichever I'm working in. Apart from that, I'd also be in connect with multiple other uh, people who are in same positions as of me, and I'll be able to have a very good network of like-minded individuals who will be competing with me in a good manner, and I'll be able to leverage this network to for a healthy competition and to upskill myself to for the betterment of the company. And this is for sure an inspiration for me to get to the top of the corporate ladder.
What are your options if you don't get into a good deep school this year?
Uh, like I stated that I'll be searching for a job and I want to get some business acumen uh, as a start of my career, and I believe that I'll be trying to get ahead on that. And frankly speaking, I really just want to pursue my MBA this year if possible, so that I get a better business acumen, so that I could use it in my future career wherever I start working in.
Can you explain machine learning to us in very layman terms?
For a lot of tasks in the entire world, like getting reviews for a product, getting ratings for a product, like say you get a soap and you had to rate the product. You get a lot of data for this because we are 7 billion, 8 billion people on earth, and there'll be a lot of people who will be using these products, and they'll a lot of people will be there in those people who will be reviewing this product. So we'll get a lot of data. So in order to manage this data, we'll need multiple tools because it can't be done manually, because it will be a very huge data. And in order to find uh, find similarity in the data and to find how the data is uh, functioning over time, we use ML. Not only for time-based data, this could be used for any data as such. And ML could basically run models on this data to predict the pattern of how it is changing with time or with whatever uh, main column you give, with whatever index you give to it.
What is an index?
Hmm?
What is an index?
Index. So in our example, index is timestamp, but index is basically uh, the raw input you give to the model to get the output. So for our example, uh, the rating of the stars, say 5 stars, 4 stars, 3 stars, 2 stars, and this could be the average of these ratings could be changing on a daily basis. So if if the average is changing on a daily basis, we have to figure out the trend on how the average is changing, and hence our time stamp basically per day is our index in this case, and similarly for other cases as well.
So basically, you use lot of statistical tools here.
Yes, I do use a lot of statistical tools here. I don't have to particularly know how it is working, I use it in code, and the model usually runs most of the statistical tools for me.
Which are the tools used?
Um, there are multiple statistical tools used, like correlation finding or variance of the data, or find visualizing the data in multiple manners, or feature selection, regression analysis, and so on.
What is correlation?
So correlation is basically how uh, two columns in a data are related to each other. So it ranges between -1 to 1 usually, and 1 is supposed to be very correlated, and 0 is supposed to be not at all related.
And what is regression?
Uh, I don't know how to explain this to you in simple terms. It is basically a process wherein you estimate the relationship between two variables, one being called a dependent variable and other being called independent variable.
How will you identify the outliers in a set of data?
There are multiple methods to finding the outliers in a set of data. One of the methods is called IQR method. It is called interquartile range. So in this method, we take the entire data and we split it into percentiles, and then we give a number to our model, which could be anything. And we usually take the number to be 25 percentile. So any values which are within the 25% percentile range are removed, and then these values are the outlier data for our data.
What is boosting or bagging regression?
What is listing or?
Boosting and bagging regression.
There are multiple models. I'm not sure what model is this.
And what is a neural network?
Uh, so neural network is another method of applying a model on the data. I'm not familiar with this uh, method. It is a very famous method, and it starts coming in the intermediate ML courses. I am very familiar with basic ML courses, and hence I have no knowledge of neural networks.
What is the process of pruning in decision tree?
What is the process of
Pruning.
pruning?
Pruning.
I'm not really sure on how pruning is done.
What is a parametric model? Can you give an example?
What is a?
Give an example of a parametric model.
Parametric model? Uh, I'm not really sure of this either.
What is bias and what is variance in a set of data?
What is
Bias, 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 and variance.
variance? Hello? So your voice is not
Yes,
really clear.
bias, BIAS, bias.
Bias is basically the error present in the data, and variance is basically how our data is showing fluctuations with respect to our base data.
Can there be overfitting in machine learning? Am I clear?
Yes, yes.
Can you have overfitting in machine learning?
I don't think. Yes, there can be a possibility of overfitting being possible in machine learning.
What is the false negative?
I don't know what is a false negative.
And what is the bias error?
So our models basically predict how our data is forming a trend, and usually when the model predicts the trend to predicts a wrong trend, then it is called as a bias error.
Is there a difference between machine learning and data mining?
Yes, I believe there is a difference between data mining and machine learning. I am not really sure on what data mining is, but I believe that machine learning involves analyzing the data, but whereas data mining is just collecting the data and forming a set of it.
And what is a linked list?
What is a linked list? Uh, our data is stored in various structures within our model, and linked list is basically how our data is stored in the model. Like, I don't really know how to explain it. It's basically a data structure which is formed by our computer in order to understand how our data is being processed.
Can you tell us a short joke, please?
Short?
Joke.
Can you please tell us a short joke?
Something witty, humorous, anything a one-liner will do.
Um, do you know the difference between a hippo and a zippo? So one is very heavy, and the other is a little lighter.
You are a civil engineering graduate, right?
Yes.
So what is the main course in civil engineering?
So civil engineering is split into multiple domains, them being environmental engineering, construction engineering, geotechnical engineering, and hence all these courses I believe are very important
What
within the
is stress?
domain.
What is stress and what is strain?
Stress is basically uh, the amount of force applied per unit area on a substance. And whenever there is a force being applied on a substance, the substance tends to change its shape or size, and the ratio of this change in size to its original sizes are strain.
Where does this become important?
So the stress strain relationships are very much important to determine the strength of a material. Based on the strength of these materials only can we decide the safety factors on how safety factors for building multiple buildings or highways and so on. And without these relationships, there could be no guarantee if a structure will fail or continue to exist for a long time.
Do you remember Fleming's left-hand rule?
Uh, Not really. Like I remember there used to be three fingers and we used to point it in different directions, but I don't remember the three different parameters used in the Fleming's left handle.
And Fleming's right-hand rule?
I don't remember both of them.
Do you remember Newton's laws of motion?
Yes, sir.
Well,
So there are three Newton laws of motion. Uh, First law is the law of uh, I don't exactly remember what it is called. The so the I can state them. First law is that every action will have a equivalent and opposite reaction. Second law is that a body in a state of rest will continue to stay in a state of rest, or a body in a state of motion uh, will continue to uh, stay in motion. And the the third law is that the amount of acceleration a body gets is proportional to the amount of force being applied on the body.
I think the first and second that you mentioned is the first only.
No, the first one I mentioned is that every action has a equivalent and opposite reaction. The second I mentioned is that every body in a state of rest will continue to stay in rest, and every body in a state of motion will continue to remain in motion. Basically, the law of inertia. And the third was that the amount of acceleration a body produces is proportionate to the amount of force being applied on the body.
Anybody has any more questions? Any more questions to ask? Ayush, in civil engineering, you learn a little bit about uh, electricity also.
Of
Electricity,
electricity?
yeah.
Not really, sir.
Wire, wiring and all. No,
No, sir.
fine. You want to ask any question? The interview is still on. Ayush, do you want to ask any question? The interview is still on.
No, no, sir.
Okay, all of you give your feedback, please. Whatever you heard about from Ayush, what did you think of him as a candidate for selection?
I think some of the answers were a little generic in terms of his goals and what his why he wants to do an MBA. It's not very clear with respect to his background as well. So I think that answer could be made a little better. And also about uh, why his profile would be a little more unique than the general crowd that's coming in for this. I think these few aspects could be made a little more clearer.
Can you help him with that little bit? Like what should he be talking about?
So, for example, when I asked about his motive behind getting a high position in the corporate ladder, uh, what he said was a very generic answer and very common to a lot of candidates that are already coming in for the interview. Maybe uh, a motivation in maybe like a maybe like something that he wants to do in terms of changing the kind of work environment that exists, or something new that he might bring in from what is already existing. Something like
Yeah,
that could maybe improve his answer.
yeah. Okay. What else? What about what about his technical competence? What did you make of it from his answers?
uh, I'm not sure how much in depth we would be asked about the technical aspect, but I think uh, more or less he was aware of his things. But not sure about this, but maybe since he's just graduated and very close to his engineering years, he could have been a little more uh, aware about the questions that were asked, but I'm not sure.
Yes, Nigna, what did you think?
Hello, am I audible?
Yeah,
So I joined in a little late, and a lot of the interview that I heard was about the technical part of it. I am not sure about the Newton's third law of motion. I like the second or the third law. I think it's force is equal to mass into acceleration, one of the laws. Um, but this is based on what I had done from like my 11, 12. So there's a chance I'm wrong. Um, Other than that, I think even the mining part, the uh, the I don't know what it's called, the mining and the information part. There was like one question about that. I wasn't, because I'm not sure data mining. Yeah, about data mining. I'm not sure properly about how things work over there. So if I was on a panel, maybe I'd want to understand it better. That was one thing, because I only mostly heard the uh, this part of the technical part of it. That's why probably I'm a little question mark about it. But otherwise, in terms of fluency, I think he was fluent with what he was speaking.
okay. I think it was a decent interview, I but some of the answers could be better, especially the technical ones. Your explanations seem to be lacking somewhere. Don't
I'm
say
not
that,
really able to understand on how to put it for a normal crowd. Like if it would be an engineer in front of me, I think I'd be able to converse way better. But yeah, I get that I have to build this thing and I'm working on it, but it will
try to
take
give
some time,
more,
I believe.
try to give more examples. If you give
I
examples,
tried giving more examples today, but yeah, I'll try to build more on it.
yeah. And for all of you, don't say dad and mom, say from mother, father. When you say you want to reach the top of the corporate ladder, this sounds a little cliched. So say I want to be in a senior position in the corporate world, and you use this term phrase many times, top of the corporate ladder, and you use this word multiple also many times. Huh? Then
Hmm.
when you are asked why should you be selected, you gave the reason why you want to do an MBA. That is not the way to answer it. You have to say
Hmm.
what makes you unique so that we select you. And
Hmm.
academic life balance is bad. That was little harsh on yourself. So try to mellow down on these kind of things. Okay.
Okay.
I think Newton's law of motion. The first one is that thing.
I messed up the order, I believe, but the laws are correct. I was trying to figure out what was the order. I still don't remember the order.
I think the first one is that a body at rest will continue to be at rest and the body in motion will continue to be in motion unless some external force is applied on it. So you missed the last part that external force is applied on it. And I
Yes.
think the second one is to do with uh,
Force
mass
is equal to mass
interaction.
into acceleration.
Yeah, and I am forgetting. I used to remember it. I am forgetting the exact terminology. And third one is I think every action is equal and opposite reaction. Is it the third one?
Yes, this is the third one. Equal and opposite reaction is the third one.
Second one is to do with momentum, right?
Yeah, the amount of acceleration produced is proportional to the acting force.
Yeah. So learn a little bit more of statistics, huh? And your civil engineering
Yes.
stuff also.
Yes.
And like
I
I
have
said,
to learn the technical terms. That's it. I already know how they work. I'll
mm,
get into the definitions soon.
I don't have doubt about your knowledge of your subject, but the explanation bit is lacking somewhere.
Yes.
Okay, just give me.